Welcome, Coach. Congratulations in the first half. We can start the press conference now.
Jim, how do you assess what happened with the center backs tonight? And was correlated that to appeal Jack's red card?
Look, anytime we can see 3 goals at home, we're never going to be happy with how we defended. I thought about already what I was going to say here, and I think the easiest way to sum it up is I think our group has really, really big heart and big character and big guts. But all of us, staff, players, really small brains in this game, because we made it really hard on ourselves when we didn't have to. Again, it's not lack of effort, but we certainly are conceding too many goals at home, which is uncharacteristic of us. You have to give credit to the opponent. Saprissa came here with real fight, with real commitment, with real intensity. And in the pregame talk, Jonathan and I talked about the 2 things this game needs are intensity, number 1. If we match their intensity, I think our soccer could take over, and it needed discipline. And we had, I would say, neither at the start. We don't do ourselves any favors with getting behind with a penalty kick, then a restart, and a free kick. So, 3 ways to concede at home where you're setting yourself up for trouble. But certainly not our best night from this our whole team really defensively, and some uncharacteristic errors certainly from the center backs. The East gave them big problems. It's only 1 striker up there, and usually we handle that pretty well. And he gave us some big problems. In that instance with Jack, anytime you leave your feet and make a tackle from behind, you're leaving yourself up for a red card. In that instance, it's always best to grab with a hand and grab a handful of jersey to stop a play if you're going to. But once you leave your feet from behind, I still think it might be the right call, unfortunately, for us. We'll be shorthanded for the next round.
Forward strategy did work out. Marcus gives you the 45 to start.
Yeah.
Michael's fresh enough and gives you the goal. What can you say about how that came to fruition, and what do you think of both those guys ever stood?
Yeah, we made 4 changes, right? And going into the game, we wanted to see some new things. We wanted to see Marcus and give him a shot. I thought he actually did really, really well. On a different night, I would have let him out there to continue, but we conceded the 2 silly goals, and then it becomes a scramble from there. So nothing that he did wrong at all. Just wanted Ali out there to give some more, stability and calmness, because we started to get into an end-to-end with Saprissa, and that's not how you want to play when you're up a goal, So we made a lot of mistakes, got punished for them, but then did show a ton of character and grit to come back down a man and advance. So it's not one that we're happy with. I always said, and I said it all day today, survive and advance. Survive and advance is the most important thing in this competition. But it's a win or a tie. That's a win that feels like a loss, really, just because we weren't ourselves.
Coach Sean Sacramento Magazine. How do you feel this game has helped you for the coming season and the balance of this tournament that was behind it? It's a difficult game.
Yeah, look, again, the team has character and grit, and I think is representative of all the fans that are here, and thank you to them for sticking out through the rain. So that part is good, but we can do it in such an easier, smarter way where, we're just shooting ourselves in the foot with the penalty kick. Again, shouldn't even give up a corner kick. Right after we score a goal, we give a corner kick right away and then concede right away. So things that we don't usually do. I will say it over and over again. Why we've been one of the best teams over the last 5-6 seasons is our defensive work, and our foundation is our defense. To give up 3 goals to Saprissa, 2 to Chicago, is not us, and it won't be a recipe for success. If we go end to end with all these MLS teams now with the attacking talent that they have, we will lose. And I think our guys understand that. So we need to tighten things up defensively for sure. And defensively means as a team, forwards, midfielders, back 4, because we're conceding goals too easily right now. But overall, again, we move on. So I want to try to find some positives. But we did make it very easy on ourselves with the 120 minutes and that kind of thing.
So speaking of this 120 minutes that the players just experienced, you probably weren't expecting to maybe have to shift some in that maybe you were hoping to rest. How does this match today alter the way that you prepare for Saturday in terms of expectations for time?
Yeah, the biggest thing that changes now is, again, everybody has a plan until they get punched in the face, right? So we had a plan going in. It changed drastically. And then now you factor in the red card to Jack. Damian picks up a yellow card, so he'll be suspended also against Pachuca. So you guys can probably pick our center back pairing for Kansas City pretty easily because they won't play on the Tuesday. So, it's unfortunate, but it is now has to be, next man up. We'll regroup, we'll recover, go to KC, try and get points, but also realize that we have Pachuca as well on Tuesday in an important first leg where I'll just say we're going to have to score a couple goals at home to think we're going to have a chance to move on, because it's hard to go there and score, that's for sure. So not ideal, not perfect, but if it was easy, everybody would do it, right? So I still value the wins. The wins in Champions League are important, and they're really, really hard, guys. I'll continue to say there's no bad teams in this competition. I think we drew one of the toughest ones in the first round. To go there was really, really hard. And I'll go back to, again, now I'm just rambling as a coach, but in my brain, I knew when we conceded that stupid second goal at the end of the game in Costa Rica, that was the start of why I'm here now talking about 120 minutes. So that's on us.
Yeah, so 2 games per week for the first 4 weeks of the season. Not too many MLS teams have to do that. Obviously, I'd imagine rotations are going to be important.
Yeah.
But how do you balance like the player recovery side of things while also preparing for all of these different types of opponents, and then also trying to, I guess, enhance the team performances with maybe not so many training sessions?
Yeah.
Like everybody there, healthy and ready.
Yeah, recovery has become a huge part of the game. Sometimes it's more important than what we can even do on the field, because these players, they go, they recover, they rest, and they play at an intensity and a speed that is very demanding. So you're right, we don't get the minutes on the training field when we're in this rhythm of play, recover, play, recover. You're trying to keep the bottom guys as sharp as possible, and they're obviously not happy because they're not starting as well. So we gave a few guys minutes tonight. I think some stepped up and did a good job. Some, leave a little to be desired, and I know can go to a higher level. So we need to have, at least 14, 15 guys playing at a really, an MLS starting level to have that rotation that you talk about. And you guys know the names. Obviously, I think, center back we can rotate, where we have 3 guys that are MLS starters, really. We have 2 right backs that I think are MLS starters. Midfield, we have a Bueno and Ali, obviously, came in and did a good job for us tonight. And then we're a little thin in some other places for sure, but we'll try to keep the guys as sharp and as fit as possible. I thought, again, Marcus came in and did a good job for us tonight. So there's another, guy that now is in the mix, competing for minutes, which is good. But you're right, the demands of this schedule, not getting the time on the training field much to work as a whole group, right? We always are working, but it's, 8 guys will go out tomorrow as an example instead of the whole group. And you lose a little bit of the sharpness and the cohesiveness of what you get training each and every day. So it's the gift and the curse, right? The Champions Cup is the gift and the curse. It makes your schedule a lot busier. These are the games you want to play in. These are the games I think our young guys learn a ton in. They learn on a night like tonight that never underestimate anybody. All those players on Saprissa are great players. They deserve a ton of credit for what they put into the game. And in some ways, they're playing to impress an MLS team too. You know what I mean? Whatever it might be, there's a motivation all over the place, and play for their fans as well, who were also allowed tonight. So long-winded way of saying that this game tells the truth every time, and if you think you can cheat it, or you think you've made it, or you think you've taken a step forward, it humbles you right away. And tonight was an example of that. Just grateful that we showed the character we did to win and move on.
Goals aside, 2 games in, what's your assessment of Oliver Sana?
Yeah, he's done a good job. Busier tonight than I wanted him to be. Way busier, to be honest. And then credit to Saprissa for that. So anytime we give up 3 goals, I'm never going to be happy. That's the reality of things. But if you look at the goals again, a PK where Jacobs in his backswing, that one it's a little tough. I've seen that go the other way and be just a foul on them. The corner kick, we lose an assignment, so we let Oliver down on that. And the third one's a good free kick. I haven't seen it yet back and where exactly it goes in. Did our wall do a good enough job? But he made some big saves in the run of play, made himself big, punched a few. And did a good job. So he'll grow in confidence, which is important. I think it's also needs to be said. We're learning about him. I'll just say earlier than we probably anticipated with Andre's injury, but sometimes that's a good thing. And I think he's done a solid job, but there's still another level that he can go to. And I believe in him.
Last question.
Coach, last Tuesday after me and Saprissa, you praised Jack McGlynn and
Yeah.
Sullivan. Tonight they seem to have both pretty gutsy performances.
Yeah.
What can you say about them?
Yeah, they're doing a great job. Jack, for him to gut out the 120 minutes there, and do more on the defensive side, I was proud of him, because that was a tough game. Jack's always going to be exceptional with the ball, and I think you saw that tonight. Some of his passes, his ability to get out of tight spaces. He's not a sprinter or a quick guy that's going to beat on the dribble, but he beats you with deception and some of the passes he makes are really world class. So good performance from him. Quinny did a great job too. We asked him to play outside of the diamond, finish the play off. He's when we talk about shooting in and around the goal and the exercise, on the few times we are in the training field, back to the previous question, he hits the target and scores goals at a rate as high as any of our guys. Between him, Danny, and Julian, those are our best, ball strikers and finishers. So not surprising to see him hit the back of the net. So he set up goals really, really well. He's picked up some real important goals and assists for us. Has done really good work on the defensive side as well. But now this is all new for him too, and we have to be careful about not running him into the ground. He's our most fit player as well, so we have to be smart about how he's going to go until he literally drops dead on the field, because he wants to win and he wants to do that for the team. So pulled him out and gave Mikel some time as well. Like I said, we had a plan previously to the game, and I'll just say this was not it. And we had to adapt and adjust on the fly.
Thank you very much, Coach Jim. Thank
All
you
right,
very
thanks.
much, everybody.